Good morning. May wealth and good health be with everybody today. May it always surround you and be abundant in your life. Okay. Everything is a register, all right? Your phone is a register, like a cash register, like a register. Like it's a register. Do you understand that? Like everything is a register. Everything in life is a register. Your computer is a register. Okay? To enter an ISP network, even if you get your own ISP network, and to create something in that ISP network, for you to completely control it, you have to run the whole thing. Like, okay, let's say I have 5,000 people, 5,000 friends that all want to have be a piece of my network. Okay, I'm gonna get a router, a memory station. You're going to have to link it to the public. They aren't going to let you not. Even if you run all your encryption for the edges of the window, so the mirror doesn't reflect anything bad out of it. As much as you reflect into it, you have to be able to reflect out of it. It's a two-way mirror, but it's mirrored on both sides. Do you understand that? That's why when you look at people online, they're opposite each other. Because it's a window, and all a window is a piece of glass. It's a mirrored window that reflects both directions with an edge to get in and out of. Do you comprehend that? I hope everybody comprehends that. See, it's the same thing as life. If you look at life as a computer control system, you've mastered principles. All right, the principle of life is you live in a residency, you have an address. Well, in a computer, you live in a residency and you have an address. Okay? Now, I'm not saying one species or one race or one kind of people is more a ROM than a RAM. I have no idea. All I know is that useless information goes to random access sources. Those random access sources can be delinified. Is that how you say it? They can be marked. They can be marked for checking later. As you can move through time, because computers operate on a sub-base of time. They don't really operate. They have to have our time in them so we know when we're doing things. But they really operate on a sub-base of time. A time constraint based on molecular energy. But it's what's it called? Quantum. They work on a quantum time more than they work on anything else, because they can fractalize and divisionize. They can make something smaller to make it longer inside one of their addresses. Like if you have a processor, right? It's 64 gigabyte or 64 byte processor. It is 64 addresses that you can operate, your operating system can control out of. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like that's 64 addresses it's keyed in to go online with, right? So, oh, I don't have a light. I gotta stop and get a light. But yeah, you know what I mean. So, and to have a ROM, RAM access. Okay, your ROM, your CD-ROM, your ROMs work on a direct delivery system. What they were told when they were created, they follow at all times. Pushing and dumping information into the RAM, the random access memory. So if they all of a sudden need to know quadrant B of sector C in the space continuum of the quadrant of the quantum time factor, there's a register for it. They can go into the memory banks and find it based on our reality time. So at any moment, if you were in 3826 and you needed to time travel through the random access memory, you can do that very easily. And if you did it in a fourth dimensional way, it would look like you're there. Okay? I'm not saying that that's how time travel is done. I'm saying that's how memory access is done. Okay? So when a Rom, who's just pushing through it all, who keeps what he learned from the day he was born, from the day Earthlings started, from the day the first, whatever we are, was here, the very first one, number one, good old number one, that guy, yeah, that guy, right, told his number to his kid, or his two, or his child, his offspring, whatever you call it, his goat. So I wear a goatee. My dad's goat. But whatever. Whatever. He told that one to go, if you do this, you receive this. No matter what else, all else, you do this, you receive this. That dude told everybody in his line, and anybody that veered off that line, like if he had 18 ROMs, and 2 of them got held up in memory access banks. The ROM control only goes straight through, and if you forget how to use the RAM take it over. They compartmentalize it, because a ROM can have RAM memory, but can't control it. So they give it to the RAMs, random access memory, like stupid shit, like knowing that Lincoln got shot is a random access memory. It's good to know history, but how does it help me get to my game? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of bullshit like that. Hold on.
How much is this? Let me just take 2. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You are on a rush? How much is one of these?
150.
150. You can throw the 50 cent in the cup. Have a good day. You're welcome, buddy. And he got like an 11-year-old. His son works here all the time. They're Hindu. They're not Muslim either. They're Hindu. And he must not be the Haru out of his father, because he wears silver. And I've noticed all the Harus wear gold. It's weird when things you notice when you realize how they operate. The Haru is the trustee over the father's estate, which is usually the firstborn, if you know how any of that works. But anyway, he's a cool guy. He just bought the place down here. I think it's a 2-unit or 3-unit. They're saying he paid a lot for it, but I was thinking he's going to put it in trust. See, there's that place, right? See that place? That place is vacant. This place right here, this place right here has got revolutionary fucking war names in it. They did with during the Revolutionary War. It was a fucking hospital. And in the basement, they have names of the dead during the Revolutionary War. So they took it all to get rid of it, to knock it down. It's been modernized since then, I would think. But they got it all together to take it down. And, you know, the Historical Society, oh my God, it's historical. No, it's a random access memory. How did that help us get a true end game? Do you want to be alive in the end game? Do you want to be fully functional in this dimension in the end game? Do you want your family to be fully functional in the end game? Write it down in a book. Write it down in a book. Use the certificate from the book to create the account. You're creating an account. You're using a history book. You're using your family history book to create an account for value. For good values. Now that this account is created and open, and there's a trustee holding all the books, every time somebody in your family generations progresses to add another generation, generates another arc to the seed to create I can't create manifestation, because everything's manifesting. You know, when you hear that uneven sound, that or a truck goes by, and all of a sudden it's got a downshift, and it sounds like a full perfectly good rhythm. Nobody ground a gear. And there's a belt hanging off the back of the strap off the back of the doors going. That's the beginning of manifestation. Then the glint, if you hear the out of a norm loop, the glint you see when the sun comes by and you get a shine off a bumper or off a light, and it's like that bright shine that is manifestation in effect. That means that somebody just entered somewhere. It's what it means. It's how manifestation works. Whatever. We're not going to go into that. What were we talking? Oh. I don't remember. Walk through a doorway. Doorways do a lot to your brain. They do a lot of fucked up shit to your brain, doorways do. That's why they always have you going through doorways and hearing bells. It stops manifestation. If you're manifesting something in your mind, you can never create it because it messes it up. It messes it up. It just does. So we're gonna keep rolling. But 64, you have a 64 RAM set. You have a 64 processor, and you have a 64 gig processor in your phone, computer, whatever, or 156-bit processor. The addresses, how many links your phone can get to a random access, because ROMs said direct signals. That's all they do is send signal to the directive. That was the first directive ever. That's what they do in a CPU. Chattel processing unit. What do you mean chattel processing unit? He said chattel processing unit again. Why did he say that? I don't know. Hey, run! He's like a linker stinker. Yeah, look on people working here today. I don't know if Paul's here yet, though. Yeah, don't look like Paul's here yet. But, right, and all these addresses are connected to you. There's numbers, links, there's people, links, there's everything links. Everything links up to you. I guess I could go in. Oh no. There's nothing. Yeah. above me for a little bit. Alright, but all these links to you because numbers all fit for you. They didn't make that phone number up just by random. It's not a random phone number. They randomly come up with that number for you. And it fixed you. By your thought process. By your wavelength. People don't believe me either. Like when you start a business, right? Or when you do everything through a business. Let's say you do everything through a business. There's when you do everything through a business, like my daughter was getting kicked off of all kinds of shit because she was doing things against the codes of their rules, and through that left her bumming because she lost her like Snapchat or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. And then now that she has a business number, and it's a good business number too, it's like business number, and it comes up the business name because I made sure that everybody's phone comes up the business name. I don't want it to come up. That's the whole idea of privacy, right? You don't want it to come up your name, to come up the business's name. You know, I got a business plan, right? And in this business plan, if you have 6 phones, each phone for unlimited data, text, and hotspot is $25, right? I had to tell 30 people this, right? And my business is mine, you know, it's my business, so everybody just went, oh yeah, and walked away. You know, I couldn't find nobody who wanted to pay $25. And, well, I got no disclaimers, no nothing. I can't tell any more than that. If you don't have a business plan, you don't understand how it works. But that's how it works. You realize that you pay a sales tax as a purchaser, right? Do you know why you pay the sales tax as a purchaser? Because people selling you shit are charging you for buying it. Pretty much, and they're saying it's going to the state, but the state doesn't take any taxes. When does the state take taxes? You're high. The state don't take no taxes. They're never taking taxes. Yeah, they're siding the place today. Finished siding it today, probably, just about. At least the one back corner. But I don't like to be around people when I'm talking. People get all weirded out, and then they get all weirded out by me sometimes. Because, you know, depends on the people. And I was going good, and then I got depressed this morning, so I figured I better come on and, you know, wish everybody wealth and happiness and goodness and good health, and maybe it'll reflect back on me. It's all a mirror image, right? It's all the mirror looking back at me. I said to my reflection, we've got to get out of this place. So I always watch your reflection. It's hard to turn around from the mirror. You know where you'll end up. The same journey you started. The same journey you ended. No, who knows? You looked at a reflection. How do you know you weren't the reflection leaving? How do you don't know you were in that quantum? You can see many quantums at times. You can. Themet.com or Themet.net. Themet.net. That's me. Themet.net. It's half up anyway. The site's up. It's just halfway done. There really isn't a contact us page. It has all my contact stuff on the front, but there isn't really the contact we page. It's kind of half done. I've been working on it for a while. I had it all done, and then I don't know. The next day I didn't like it. I don't know if I really like it now, but I've been working on it for a while. So, but Themet.net. THMMET.net. And I do have affiliates to put on there. As soon as more affiliates to put on there, just click on the links. Click on the links. It earns me value too, I think. I think it will anyway. And I keep Yusuf's link on there for SEC University through the dude, and you go and do this, right? You go and say like, okay, if you take $50 a month, right? A month, $50. Most people piss through that. Most of the people I met smoke a lot of weed, and they piss through $50 of weed a night. Take $50 a month, right? Through my affiliate link, you get to do it all yourself, and then you become an affiliate. Now you have to bring 4 people on that pay every month. Okay? You have to get 4 people to join that pay every month. Okay? And in 8 months, you'll have $20,700. 8 months, $50 a month, $20,700. If you keep 4 people on paying $50 a month, it breaks the grid. And then those people are getting the same thing you're getting. Everybody's getting the same thing. This is not logical to people. I don't know why. People invest lots of money. They invest lots of time. They invest lots of thought. They invest lots of care. They invest lots of things and lots of things that they don't mean nothing. You invest shit in your labor. What would $20,000 do for a lot of people? Change their way they look at life. And then you can roll right around and do it again. Get another $20,700. That's how the math breaks out into problems. The computer creates securities. The securities get traded for the profit to be earned. Everything is a security. This is a register. This is a register. Whenever you do anything on your phone, you're registering it in the memory banks that the IRS keeps tabs on, because they're the accountants, whether they're accounting for what you call money or what you call value or what you call offsets, debitures, credits. They're accounting for all of it. They hold all the memory banks. Who do you think pays all these big memory banks like Miles Davis? They're Miles, what's his name? What's that place's name? I stood in a place that had 6 floors of memory on one wall, and it was like you walked in like an amphitheater. I carpeted it, right? And I was there, I don't know, 4 nights, because at night you tend to do better. Did you see that? But can you see that? I don't know if you can see it through mirror reflections because of the sun, but at night maybe. But they had 6 floors of memory on one wall, and you walk down and it sit down 6 floors, 6 tiers. Each tier had three levels. You walk down these tiers and you sit from the memory, and that was just memory that was paid, that was coerced by the government to be in place in there, and they did computer shit. I don't know. They'd help you out with all kinds of stuff. With a fee they charge, and they got to hold the memory. That was billions and billions of gigabytes and terabytes or whatever of data. Billions. And you'd stand in front of it and it would go. And then when a lot of people would come in and they'd be doing something, like not even in the building. I mean, when a lot of people online would be doing something, you'd see their images standing by it. Like, it would emulsify your imagination. It was wild, dude. It was wild. But anyway, have a good day. May love, light, goodness, value all follow you through the day, and good health, well-being. Have a good day.